Hi everyone, welcome to Think Academy AMC10 Hardest Problem Series. In this video, we will discuss about the hardest, the trickiest question number 1 and 2. First, let me reveal the answers. They are B, A, and D. Did you get the answer in suggested time? If you want to achieve Amy, problem number 1 and 2 are must get it right kind. Alright, now let's see the hardest problem number 1. What is the value of factorial of 11 minus factorial of 10 over factorial of 9? And first you need to know what does it mean by the factorial of an integer. So basically it's just the product from 1 to that number. For example, the factorial of 11 is the product from 1 to 11. Alright, and first of all, we don't want to do brute force because it's so time consuming. So I will introduce two ways to solve for the answer. The first way, we can try to factorize the numerator and then simplify this fraction. Let's do it. So the greatest common divisor of factorial of 11 and 10 is the factorial of 10. And then what is left is 11 minus 1, then divided by the factorial of 9. And then we have, so the factorial of 10 divided by factorial of 9 is just 10. So we do 10 times 11 minus 1 in the parentheses. So the answer is 100. Alright, so another way is we can first split the fraction into two parts and then simplify it. So the first thing we do is the factorial of 11 divided by a factorial of 9 minus factorial of 10 over a factorial of 9. So for the first part, a lot of numbers can be cancelled out. What is left is just 11 times 10 minus, so the factorial of 10 divided by factorial of 9 is just 10, and the answer is 100. So we choose option B. Alright, and then the hardest question number 2. What is the hundredth digit of the factorial of 20 minus factorial of 15? Actually, when I first see the question, I don't have an explicit way. So I might thinking about what is the any numbers, or what is the unit digits of the subtraction. And as for the factorial of 20, you should notice that there's a factor 10. So that means the number is divisible by 10 and the unit digit is 0. And as for 15, similarly, the ending number is also 0 because it's also divisible by 10 with a factor of 10, right? Alright, and then I might get inspired from this conclusion. So that is, if the two numbers are divisible by 1,000, and then doing the subtraction, the hundredth digit must also be 0, right? And now let's see. First, let's do the prime factorization for the number 1,000. So you will have 2 cubed times 5 cubed. Now let's see, is there a factor 2 cubed and 5 cubed in the two numbers? As for 20, you can see we have a 8 as one of the factor, and also you have a 5, you have a 10, you have a 15, right? And similarly, by doing similar analysis, you have 8 is included in the in this product when we calculate what is factorial of 15. So as 5, 10, and 15. So now we just know for the two numbers, both of them are divisible by 1,000, which means the hundredth digit for the two numbers are both 0. So we should choose option A. The answer is 0. Alright, let's look at the last question for today. So what is the value of this expression? So, for among all the operations, the parentheses have a priority. So first, you probably try to expand it under the square root symbol. But after you do that, you just know, oh, what should I do for the next step? So in order to solve this question, the first thing you need to notice is that taking the square root is actually the inverse operation of squaring a number. And that means we can just get rid of the square root symbol, so as the square symbol at the same time. And here is a really commonly made mistake. So that is, let me write it down, 3 minus 2 square root of 3. And actually, another thing you need to notice is the principal square root must be a positive number. So don't forget about give an absolute value sign to it. And so as for the second part, 3 plus 2 square root of 3. And also the absolute value of this number. And now let's get rid of the absolute value sign. And for the expression inside the parentheses, 2 square root of 3 is larger than 3. So the positive number is actually 2 square root of 3 minus 3. And as for the second part, 3 plus 2 square root of 3 itself is already the positive number. So we have plus 3 plus 2 square root of 3. So negative 3, positive 3 canceled out. The answer is 4 square root of 3. We need to choose option D. Alright, so that is all for today. See you next time.